Welcome back. You're watching the news at 10. Following what it describes as unsavory accusations against the Nigerian army, the security agency has begun a sensitization campaign to create a platform for better relationship with civilians. In Adamawa, northeast of Nigeria, where a high case of insurgent attacks have been reported, communities and the Nigerian army have been putting heads together on how this can be best achieved. Our next report looks at how this campaign is recording some amount of success.
The familiar sight and sound in Adamawa, northeast Nigeria. A situation forced by the need to maintain a secured environment in the wake of insurgent attacks by the Boko Haram sect. The men received their orders on how to approach suspicious characters.
When you see somebody with maybe is deformed or his body, you are not satisfied with his body, you are not satisfied the way he's talking or what he's handling, what is in his bag, what do you expect us to do? You have to search the person properly.
Unfortunately, the security agencies have been hit with accusations of out-of-the-book tactics when engaging civilians, a matter frowned upon seriously by the Nigerian army. And this meeting with stakeholders in the communities is to look away the army can know who their enemies are.
The dust has not yet settled. We are Nigerians, we have been having our own little problems before. And the Boko Haram just came to ignite maybe a time bomb, something like that. We want to know how the military will help us maintain peace in those areas.
I want to believe all of us should not be talking or shifting blames, but rather we should focus on national reconciliation. We should focus on being your brother's keeper, because I want to believe if Boko Haram steps into this hall now, no Muslim will stay here because he's a Muslim. All of us will run out. And I believe these people have gone beyond just religion now. They can crumble on anybody.
The military on its part has promised to look inwards to create a better image.
The regime of harassment, beating, living above the law, disrespect to rule of law has gone. This is because the military itself is funded by taxpayers' money, so we cannot afford to be intimidating those who pay our tax, who pay our salaries and every other thing. So we must respect the constitution, we must respect our people. When we retire, we still retire back to this civil community.
This traditional ruler gives a word on how this can be achieved successfully.
They should open a forum for traditional rulers who are very closer to community, to come closer to them so that we can give more information to the military, and we are very proud of the Nigerian military now.
The fight against those bent on wreaking havoc is not easy, but at the end of it all boils down to a collaborative effort to win.
Time for sports news now. The International Olympic movement has described the power of sports as one that is strong enough to break barriers and transform lives. In this special report, our correspondent, Austin Okonakpan, profiles Hannah Babalola and how the sport has given her a new life.
Confined to a wheelchair, yet unstoppable, Hannah Babalola is a symbol of triumph against all odds. Paralyzed from the waist to the legs, but a moving force on the race tracks. This focus-driven wheelchair racer trains to keep fit at the National Stadium in Lagos with her colleagues.
Let's do this. Let's go. We are going 5 laps.
The World Championship gold medalist recaps how she has refused to let physical limitations stop her dream of becoming a champion.
So one night, I was on the bed, maybe at the middle of the night. I woke up. I want to go ease myself. I tried standing up. I fell. I tried standing up. I fell. I tried the third time. I fell. Then I screamed. The name of my brother is Michael. Then I said, Michael, help me, Michael. Then I start shouting. And everybody woke up in my house at the same time. They came to my room. What's the matter? Are you all right? And I said, I want to go to the toilet to ease myself. Then I tried standing up. I couldn't do that.
And indeed, she found reasons to redefine her life. And at a decisive moment, she felt the power of sports.
When I came to Liberty Stadium in those days, I would sit down and see a lot of people training. I was like, they are so happy. They're not even thinking about their disability. They want to do the sport and they keep laughing, enjoying themselves, catching fun. And I said, it's the high time I will join sport.
She also told me a motivating story of how she turned a limiting condition into a blessing.
I have achieved so much. I've traveled around the world. In Dubai in February, I was able to win this gold, and in 100 meters and in 200 meters, I'm the best in Nigeria. I'm the best in Africa. I'm out the world number 4 in 100 meters. I'm number 3 in 200 meters. I love my life. I'm a dream come true.
Hannah has indeed done well for herself and Nigeria, but it hasn't been easy for the champ.
Yeah, I'll be going to the World Championship next month, and I'm preparing so hard. I've been training. I train morning and afternoon, and I really want to change my racing chair. If I'm number 4 with this old racing chair, if I could get a new racing chair, I think I can be number 1, and I can even break the world record. That is what I'm planning.
Have you been doubting the power of sports in transforming lives? Then this is your conviction. Hannah Babalola has done big things with her life through wheelchair racing and even working towards doing bigger things. Despite her condition, sports has made her a champion. Austin Okonakpan reporting for Channels Television News.
Nigeria's senior women's basketball team, the Tigers, this evening defeated Guinea 100 points to 47 to record their second victory at the ongoing Afro-Basketball Women's Championship in Yaoundé, Cameroon. The D Tigers dominated the first quarter, taking the lead 25 points to 9. The Guineans fought back in the second quarter, edging out Nigeria 19 points to 18. The girls, however, bounced back in the third quarter with an impressive 30 points to 12 wins and sealed it in the fourth quarter 27 to 7 points. Nigeria's Adora Ilonu was impressive in the game with 17 points, 7 rebounds and 2 assists. The team will face Senegal in their next group game on Monday. 2 first-half goals from Chinaza Uchendu and Chiwendu Ihezua earlier this evening gave the national team under-20 women's team a 2-1 win over DR Congo in a 2016 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifying match in Kinshasa. Uchendu shot the Falconets ahead after only 6 minutes, and it took just another 6 minutes for Ihezua to consolidate for the Falconets. In the second half, the Congolese, spurred on by the home crowd, improved their game and scored a consolation goal. The return leg comes up at the National Stadium, Abuja, on October 10th. In tennis, Agnieszka Radwanska has captured her second Pan-Pacific Open title in Tokyo, Japan. The 26-year-old turned in a near-flawless performance, smashing 28 winners to defeat Belinda Bencic 6-2, 6-2 in the final today. As she won 8 straight games from 2-all in the first set before Bencic broke back in the 5th game of the second. But Radwanska went on to serve out the match, completing her win in 87 minutes. Radwanska is projected to climb from 13th to 8th when the new rankings are released on Monday. More wins coming up. Formula One world champion Lewis Hamilton today won the Japanese Grand Prix. Hamilton dominated the race to maintain his top spot, while his teammate Rico Rosberg fought from 4th to finish 2nd. The German dropped back after being forced wide by Hamilton as they disputed the lead in the first 2 corners. Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel completes the podium with a third-place finish.
Well done to Lewis. Well done to you.
I'm so happy right now. Just the teams did a fantastic job this weekend. It's great to be back up here as a team with a 1-2. I had a great start. Thanks again to the team working so hard to make sure we get good starts this race. But yeah, for me to come here to a race where I used to love watching Ayrton drive and to match his wins is yeah, I can't really describe it. It doesn't feel real at the moment.
Yeah, Lewis just got a better start, fair play, and then it was a good battle into turn 1, but turn 2 actually, and he had the inside and just made it stick, so that was the end of it there. And you know, then it was great to fight back to second place, because fourth place would definitely have not been acceptable, but second was the best possible thing after that, so I was happy with the fight back, and great also for us as a team, you know, to be back up here after Singapore, really awesome.
I think my favorite race, I love the track. I love the fans, I love the trophies. Unfortunately, I didn't get the bigger one today. It was close with Nico, I think. We had a chance, but obviously, yeah, it's always easy with hindsight. But
shower time for Zeb.
Thank you.
So
but
Zeb,
overall, I think, yeah, it was a fantastic race. The start was very tricky, and it was interesting to see those two fighting in the first corner. Obviously, I could benefit. But yeah, all in all, very happy with the race today.
And finally, in sports news, the second-string Australia squad earlier this evening crushed Uruguay 6-5-3 at Villa Park, Birmingham, to ease to the top of the Rugby World Cup Pool A. The two-time former champions opened their campaign with a 25-13 victory over Fiji on Wednesday, made hay in the bright Birmingham sunshine to score 5 tries before half-time and secure the bonus point. Outstanding Wallabies open side flanker Sean McMahon opened the scoring off the back of a rolling maul in the 7th minute. And winger Joe Tommen scored the first try by an Australian back at the tournament 3 minutes later. Australia will face England in a key Pool A match at Twickenham on Saturday, October 3rd. Away from sports news, French planes have begun a series of airstrikes on the Islamic State in the Syrian town of Deir al-Zur. Previously, France had confined its airstrikes against Islamic State group to Iraqi airspace because it said international law prevented it from attacking targets in Syria, refusing any help to the Assad government. But the government has now accepted that getting rid of the Syrian president is no longer a priority, and the fight against IS is more important. France, alongside the UK and the US, had demanded that President Bashar al-Assad be removed from power as condition for any peace deal, but that has been hindered by support the country enjoys from Russia. Russia, reiterating its support, said it was cooperating with countries in the region to try to stabilize some sort of coordinating structure in Syria. Pope Francis has told a small group of victims of child sexual abuse in the U.S. that God weeps for their suffering. The Pope met with 5 victims, all now adults, who had suffered sexual abuse as children on Sunday at a seminar in Pennsylvania. The group, 3 women and 2 men, had been abused by clergy, family members, or teachers. The Pope was said to have been overwhelmed with shame that men entrusted with the tender care of children violated these little ones and caused grievous harm. The Pope listened to the survivors' stories, prayed with them, and expressed his pain and shame in the case of those harmed by clergy or church workers. He renewed his commitment to ensure that victims are treated with justice, the guilty are punished, and to effective prevention in the church and in the society. A boat has sank off the coast of Turkey, killing 17 people. The victims are all said to have been from Syria and were on their way to Greece. They were said to have been trapped in the boat's cabin as it sank. Meanwhile, some 500 migrants have been rescued from the Mediterranean this weekend in 7 operations involving the Italian Coast Guard and a Navy and a ship belonging to the medical charity Médecins Sans Frontières. The rescue migrants are thought to be largely from Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal and Sierra Leone and left Libya 3 days earlier. They were rescued about 80 kilometers off the Libyan coast. 20 people have been killed, scores of others injured, and deadly clashes have broke out in the Central African Republic capital, Bangui. Witnesses said the violence erupted after a Muslim motorbike taxi driver was killed. A fight has spread from the city's only Muslim brotherhood to an area where many Christians reside. Many Christian anti-Balaka militia were said to have been involved in the violence. Things have gotten heated up in the Central African Republic since March 2013, when mainly Seleka rebels seized power in the mainly Christian country. And the main news again. President Muhammadu Buhari is to address the UN General Assembly tomorrow. The war against insurgency in Nigeria and the West African region is expected to feature prominently in his presentation. Millions of people around the world will have the opportunity to enjoy a rare occurrence of a lunar eclipse early Monday morning. Nigerian army troops have discovered and destroyed another illegal refinery in Ogobolo, River State. The military has also taken over monitoring of pipelines. And deadly clashes have broken out in Bangui, the capital of the Central African Republic, over death of a taxi driver. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Good night.